Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another chart of the week. I'm Lisa Miller. The election results are now behind us, but I had this idea about how much does the messenger, the political party, overtake the actual message or the content. So, you know me, I like to do experiments. This topic was really interesting because it ended up getting a lot of media traction. So, I've been doing quite a number of media interviews, and you'll see some of those below. But let me tell you what the thesis was and what I did. Of my 1,000 people, I basically had a third that got 10 political statements, and they were, let's call it unbranded. It was just more, what do you think of these ideas? The next third, I actually positioned as brought to you by the Democrats. The last third was brought to you by Republicans. But I wanted to see how they changed based on who presented the idea. And remember, the words were identical. Are you excited to see what it is? So let's take a look at this chart. Again, let me explain what we're looking at here. This is among the people that say self-identified that they are Republican. So the experiment was I positioned all these statements. They actually either saw it as brought to you by Republicans or they saw the same words brought to you by Democrats. So fascinating results. If you look at the far left, this idea of college should be affordable, but the taxpayer shouldn't get stuck with the bill. Then you can see it's a 69%, yes, I strongly agree, 5 on a 5-point scale. But those exact same words positioned as brought to you by Democrats, or in this case, for them, it's the other team, it's a 25-point drop. And you can see that across the board on some of these statements. You know, tax dollars, every dollar, we need to know what it is. And so the bias is we're not even listening to the content. We basically tune out if it's not our home team. So this is the same chart, but now we're looking at those that self-identify as Democrat. So the same thing comes out true, which is this gap of a statement brought to you by your home team, in this case Democrat, versus brought to you by the other team, Republican. And you can see the gaps are still there. In this case, the gaps are actually on different attributes, though. One is around this idea of wages should be based on where you live, and then the idea of corporations getting too big and they need to pay their taxes. So what's the so what, now what? The first thing is I want to offer that if you're interested in getting these slides, please reach out to me. I'm happy to share them. I know I went kind of quickly. But what can we do as individuals? I believe that we can start thinking about digesting these political messages, labels off first. I know you think I'm crazy, but I was the one measuring joy in the middle of a global pandemic. So I like to be provocative and try new things. But if we can take the labels off, maybe we actually can find more common ground to move forward on solving the issues that matter to everyone. I know it's going to be hard, but maybe practice that in the next week or so and see how uncomfortable that is because we're so wired. It's the home team versus the other team. It's us versus them. And we've got to find a way to not do that. Now, if this message is interesting, please share it. I'm very passionate about this topic. You know, I geek out on political data. So please share it. And down below, you'll see a couple of media interviews. This topic has resonated. I've been doing a lot, and there'll be more next week. And like I said, I am just so passionate to see if we can make a difference at this individual level. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one, and until next time, thanks.